Hey there everyone, welcome to the YouTube video here on the channel. My name of course is Emily. Today we are in the Czech Republic, or Czechia as we should now call it, at the helm of a ZSSK 350 number 14-7. It's the horn and the whistle's basically a scream. So this is the driving cab. In order to set up, we'll go one notch into forward. And we're going to set up our mid-L. The safety system test has been complete automatically, which we enjoy. We'll set the system to Prevádzka mode, and then max speed will be our consist max speed, which today is 160 kilometers per hour. Once you have that set up, that's us ready for the day. I'm going to release my train brake. I'm going to leave my loco brake set, so that's going to secure the train. You can see we've got the road there, so that's absolutely fine. And we'll just sit here and watch down the train. So our train today is the EC221 Valašský Express, translates roughly as the Wallachian Express. This train runs from Praha Vršovice to Žilina, taking about 5 hours to do so. Oh, the doors have gone, so we'll pull away. It runs, sort of loosely speaking, down here to Olomouc, where it then diverge and run through Wallachia and basically go around the back way towards Žilina. Start speed is 40, so we'll... that was me, I think, yeah, because the system's not died. Was that me? No, that was me breaking it. So, good job I've done that so quick. This is a tap changer, so that means you can overdo it. So that's the HV on. And you hear a pop as soon as it's ready to take it again. There we go. Just do 10 to get going. So like I say, our start speed here is 40 km/h, which is also, so it's a P-way speed, but it's also our signal restriction. There you go, it's just cleared to 160. So that's basically the train, that's the mid-L saying, I can see you've got a clear aspect ahead, run as quickly as you'd like. Which is great. Now, a bit of context for this run. So this is just a run to basically complete this route for this aspect, of the route. We've driven, of course, from Zabreh and Morave to Olomouc on the previous version of this route. And I'm just sort of doing a bit of completionism here. And we're running from Ceska Trebova to Zabreh. So, yeah, I'm going to idle power. There we go. We'll leave her in idle. Poke our head out the window. Watch the snaking happen. Once the rear of the train passes over that, we go up to 160, so up to 60. And then once it passes that speed post there, it's 120. So this train is roughly an accurate formation. It's sort of based off a little bit fictionalized, unfortunately, just due to struggling to find. There we go. Notch 27 would be a good place to start. And that'll just go up to 120 now. Or we can watch that go up to 120, I should say. There you go. You can see we've cleared the route for that freight ESO, or freight 363, which is an ESO, with a load of car carriers on the back there. And we'll just accelerate away basically as he does his thing. So we'll go up to about notch 35 and then I'll go idle. Not idle, so just notch hold. Just keep the train accelerating really. I'm not working it too hard because these are really powerful locos. They're nicknamed gorillas because they can do this work absolutely fine. So like I say, 120 is our speed through here. And then we basically diverge left from the main route, or from the route I should say. Oh, sorry, route diverges right from us, that's a better way to answer it. And at that point we go up to 125. Now once again, that's kmh. So like I say, these are certified for 160 running, so are all of the coaches today. So that means we're running at 160 kmh, which is about 100 miles an hour. But yeah, so these locos, I suppose one of the things I'm going to cover off here is, I will link to it in the description down below as well. Bit of design history on these first of all. So these were basically the original locos shaped like this. and they're designed to run on 3 different voltage sets, I believe, which is why they all went to ZSSK, because basically they're very well suited to run from Prague through into Slovakia, because they can run through all the different voltage systems that that appear on that route. But because they were really good locos, CSD, or Československé dráhy at the time, so Czechoslovak Railways, basically ordered a bunch of locos, similar spec, but just to run on 2 systems of overhead line, I believe. I'm going to go fully idle now, and that'll come back off. Now, they are the class of CD 150 and 151s now, as what they're known as. And I'm in a Czech sort of train drivers group, and it's interesting just sitting there and sort of see how things are done differently over the other side of the over in Europe and all that kind of stuff, and just how they experience things. And there was a collision between a 151 and a truck on a level crossing, and I saw the photos of it that day. I'll be totally honest with you, that, yeah, I'm obviously pretty good at my locos, and I can look at loco and go, oh, that's insert loco name here. I couldn't tell what that loco was. The full front was gone. It was, you could see sort of parts of this, which is how I knew it was a 151, but it was just completely destroyed. And right up on the incident, I'm going to go idle again, I've overcooked this. Used a little bit of rheostatic brake just to push out to 125. Oh no, although that's 140 in this area, I believe. Yeah, 140, there it is. So I did overcook it slightly, but oh well. But that loco was just destroyed, and this is not confirmed, I don't believe, but the drivers had 2 seconds to react, and the train hit the lorry on the crossing. Oh, we're up to 140 here. Sorry, my apologies. I'm getting distracted by myself. Basically, the train hit the lorry on the level crossing. Sorry, we'll clear these sound barriers. So the sound barriers, basically, there's a simulation that it reflects the sound back at you, which makes sense. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, it hit the lorry at 138 kilometers an hour. Now, the maximum speed they're certified to run at is 140. That's just insane. And I don't know if it affects me more now, because obviously I work on the railway in the UK, and I always, want to have a good working relationship with our drivers, purely because, at the end of the day, you help each other out and you work together, and you all have a better day as a result, right? And yeah, like, they're already sort of talking about who's to blame for the accident, and I'll be honest, Czech Railways kill about 3 staff in train crashes, or 3 drivers a year in train crashes. That's unheard of in the UK. It's honestly, it just, something needs to change. I don't know what that something is, but like, how can we go for 10 years at a time without having a fatal accident in the UK, or more than 10 years, and they have multiple a year? It's just, yeah, deeply sad is what it is. Deeply sad. I'm going to go 138 and then I go idle. I'm going to check where my 160 is on this. I'm not sure, so I'm going to double check if we're in it, because I've been waffling. We're not. Okay, I know where we are now. Yep, perfect. This makes a ton more sense. My notes. There's a Vectron, give him a wave. So he's towing interjets. Those actually run on that area, or in this area. They've just recently started running them between Bohumín and Prague via Ostravon on this route. And on a Sunday, they hang 2 coaches on the back. And sometimes you see basically these incredibly clapped out looking commuter coaches on there. which are very 1980s, put it that way. I've been on them. They are very 1980s. But they have basically a modern braking system and can run at 160. So it doesn't delay you if you have them hanging on the back. Fair enough. Personally, I'd rather be there 10-15 minutes later and be in a comfy coach, but that's just me. Right, not even 10-15 minutes, probably about 5 to 10 tops. But hey. Anyway, so yeah, we're 160 passing, but we're 160 through and through now. And 160, I can say, is this locomotive's maximum speed this locomotive is capable of. So I'll get up to 160, and then we'll coast again. I'll probably put the into coast about 155. But I absolutely love this part of the Czech Republic. It's sort of slightly further west of here is where you literally can, in the mountains, you're going through mountains in the area as well, which is cool. But you can look out and you can see the rivers flowing one direction, and then 2 minutes out it flows in the other, because it's the basically where the water separates. And if a water droplet in theory lands there, half of it will go east into the Black Sea and the Baltic, and the other half will go west into the North Sea. It's quite cool. It's basically the centre of Europe. And that's one of the things that makes the Czech Republic a great place to be business-wise. But yeah, or it's the centre of Europe politically, I should say. I think technically the centre of Europe is Oslo, but because there are very few people who live north of Oslo, comparatively speaking, or versus the amount of people who live south of Oslo, yeah. We'll just go 15 notches of power. Well, I'm going to let it... Yeah, I'll go 20 notches of power, and that'll be enough for it to accelerate. But yeah, it's just... Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm enjoying the running along here and just watching the world go by. But yeah, like I say, just the fatalities that happen on this part of the world just are just such a crying waste. Such a crying waste. Go a little bit quicker. Oh no, actually we're dropping down to 140 now. There's our warning for it. That loco, by the way, is masquerading as a Trax 3. Yeah, it's a heavy coal train. I can even show you. You basically have these big containers full of coal. I'm not sure how they empty them, to be fair. Through the bottom? Probably. You can see they're just full of coal, which is objectively a very heavy train. And this is just the K train's tracks, but Dem does a reskin for it that puts it in a CD Cargo livery, and actually it looks passable. If you compare these to the CD Cargo 3.8 or the Track 3, whatever they're numbered over here, DB147 if you speak German. But yeah, they are pretty cool. So I'm just going to drop down to 130. Oh no, it's 135, and then we've got 160. We should pick back up again after the curve. That's our 160 basically. So we dive into the tunnel. Throttle goes wide open. So the line speed does increase here, but like I say, it goes right straight back down, and that's down to 130. So what we'll do, we'll put some brake in, and then here we go. And that's our 130. And what we'll do is we'll put a bit of power back in, go up to about, like I said, basically going to put power back on, get up to thing in, and go back down, then back up. It's a bit of a workaroundy process, but we'll get there. Like I said, I believe it's actually in this area. You look out the window, you see the river flowing down there to the left. You go through a tunnel, and like I say, the river flows in a different direction. It's an interesting thing to see. And it's not just because it's like you're past the peak of the mountain, but it's literally it's the confluence. No, what's the Mezivodin track? No, that Mezivodin, so I went skiing. Oh, it's snowboarding as a child. Oh god, trauma. Lots of trauma. No, I used to do snowboarding lessons as a child, which were really fun. I was really bad, but yeah. Rozvodí. So how does one? Yeah, it's a drainage divide. How awful does that sound? A watershed. That is the term I was looking for. Like I say, the Elbe and the Oder watershed is what we've gone through. So, like I say, water behind, right, basically, what that lands sort of behind us anyway. That flow into part of the Oder. Correction, into the Elbe and out into the North Sea at Hamburg. And stuff that flows this way will flow into the Oder River and go into the Baltic. And then if you go further south, it goes into the Danube. And this is near the triangle point of sort of on the three-country corner, effectively, where Danube, Oder, and Elbe rivers meet. Whereas the Czechs will call the Oder Odra, and the Elbe Labe. So it's actually in sort of northern Czechia is things like Ústí nad Labem and stuff like that. In the UK, it's sort of vaguely in the middle of the country that you get the thing. Vaguely and sort of literally geographically down the centre. We do things sensibly in this country. I've probably lost myself here. What am I doing land speed wise? 125. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I don't do that very often, but we've talked about everything, say from fatalities on the railway to hydrodynamics and geography. Oh god, geography field trip for GCSE, that was hilarious. I got allocated to the group that was walking the furthest. For me, that was fine. I am used to walking a decent distance. They also allocated all the kids who were basically dying having to walk 3 miles. Yeah, that was quite a fun day out, that. That's a GSMR antenna. You can see we're powering along here, powering up to 160. So this train has an accurate formation, or somewhat accurate I should say. Basically, the ZSSK coaches are Bumpiers, where they should be BMZs. But basically a BMZ looks slightly different, but they're the right profile, right shape, and the right speed, and the right class of travel. So they're basically the right coaches, but they're just slightly off. And this does run as Burmese, which are fairly odd looking coaches, but look at that interior, man. You got 6 armchairs in a compartment, and that door locks. Not very well, but it locks. What you do at night times, you put the curtains across, lock the door, and pretend no one's in. Hello, sir. Okay. Next compartment. You know what? I've got to say something here, actually. She does look incredibly Czech. But she does have a moustache, too. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted by them. Uh-oh. That's genuine, veritably problems. There we go, 160, and I'm going to now tap us into power. So I've got a signal warning and 140 warning. So I'm actually got... Oh, I'm being broke. Yep. So it's going to bring me to a stand, unfortunately. Which is fine. So NZ2 is basically the mid-L saying I am not slowing down quickly enough. If it wasn't in NZ mode, which is known as Zabreh or emergency braking, what you would see is it would be counting down the speed at which I'm permitted to run at. But it's going to bring us to a stand instead, which is absolutely fine, of course. What we can do is open the brakes, outflows. So as soon as we slow down, it'll start flowing it out. There we go. So we're now restricted to 40, which is fine. Go 15 notches of power, and I made it go pop. Wonderful. So, like I say, you heard it go, which is basically it going pop. So what I'll do is just do that, which is turning the HV switch on. It's about to trip me out. Uh-oh. I did it! I'm so daft. See if it'll let me do it with the throttle and a power notch. So obviously the line speed 120, but we are restricted by safety systems to 40. When we get to 30, I'll go idle. What I do like about mid-L is it's not as absolute as dealing with something like PZB, where it'll just, you know, if you go 46, you know, outflow valve opens, or, yeah, brake valve opens, you kiboshed effectively. By the way, we haven't. That was the go idle for a neutral section, so I am. But we are creeping around into into Zabreh and Morave station. I believe it's around this curve on the right hand side. You can see we've got the little in-cab views here, which are really cool. That iconography, I remember. And that's what power plugs look like over there. And there's no other cab perspectives, which is fair enough, I guess. I just wanted that because I can never remember the B command to change cameras. Anyway, hopefully you guys have had a rather wonderful day. Thank you for watching. I'll be doing more Czech stuff soon. Most of it is just me learning it again, because I've lost a lot of my skills in that department. But we'll have that back soon. Like I say, we'll be. I've got one more to do on this line, which is basically Zabreh to Schumpeck. It's like a 20-minute run, and I can do that on a 750 as well, which would be quite a fun little loco to run. Out with, or a 714. Ooh, that's a really good idea. That a 714 dragging a failed train. That'd be fun. Anyway, we're right. Okay, we've got power. So we're allowed to power through. If that light was on, we'd have to power down. But the light's not on. I go 25, and then I'm going on there, and I'm going idle because that'll just. There we go. 30 notches of power. You can see the station ahead there. I'm going to pop it idle. And you can see that the amps fall away. And we're going on to the side here. We're letting a faster train pass because we've got some stops on the way. And then putting the back of the train in. Need to make sure you get the back of the train on. Remember, they don't have CDL on these, so as soon as we stop, the doors will release. Which is insanity. There we go, and I'll put the loco brake on, and passengers will start jumping on and off. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe to see more from me on a regular basis, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.